Hello everybody, welcome to one of my videos. Today, as you can see by the screen, we are playing on the Commodore 64, we are playing Trapdoor. This is a great game, came out in 1986, released by Piranha and Macmillan Limited. It is great, I love Trapdoor, you cannot go wrong with Trapdoor, it's brilliant. Cue the music. Now unfortunately this game doesn't have any in-game music. I might add some in this video, we'll see how it goes. But this is a great game, I've owned it for a very long time and I'm a big fan of Trapdoor. But anyway, this is Jamie Morgan's Games, Trapdoor, C64, let's go. So this is the start of the game. I am Burke, you have Boney and you have Drut. Now the first mission, which we've got to accomplish for the thing upstairs is always the can of worms. So I'm going to use this time wisely. Get the can ready, put it to one side, we are ready. So as soon as we get the order, Burke, get me a can of worms. So the can is ready. Now what makes this one very difficult is Drut. Drut is a spider. Now he gets in the way and he also pinches the worms from you. So you're trying your best to try and pick up the worms, and while you're doing that, Drut is trying to eat the worms, because Drut likes worms. But he can also pinch them from your hands. You're not having this, this is the thing upstairs, it's for him. Now you can chuck Drut down the trapdoor, which is what I'm going to do. So now, there's no risk of Drut pinching the worms from me. Now, you usually have to only collect 3 worms. So we have the 3 worms, take them to the can, drop them in the can, pick up the can, and we take it to the thing upstairs. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't have any in-game music. I might put some in, but anyway. The time limit is on the right-hand side. So we put it on the serving hatch, drop it down, go upstairs, and we press the lever. Now Burke is not the quickest character, but he has got very small legs. So it goes up. He's happy. Lovely worms. Well done, Burke. You're welcome. That is the simplest one. So the remaining time we have is converted into points, and now we have to wait for the next order. Now this is where it turns random. The first one is always the same. Now we have to wait for the next order. Awaiting your order, sir. The order is in. Burke, I want some fried eggs. Oh, please would be nice. He never says please. Burke, can I please have some fried eggs? Yes, you can. I'll get them for you. Right. We must do what he asked us to do. He is the thing and he is hungry. We need to get this item first. Pick up the basket. Turn around and press T on the keyboard. T stands for tip. So tip in the basket, an item will fall out of it. I don't know what it is, but it's some kind of projectile. Another item we need a tray. Now this room has lots of useful items, so pick up the tray and bring it in the other room. So how does one get eggs? We need a creature from the trapdoor. We need a bird. So go to the trapdoor and open it. Now whatever you do, do not release the wrong creature. If the wrong creature comes out, it's very difficult to get them back in, and that wastes a lot of time. Now the bird is airborne. Now how do we get a bird to lay eggs? We have to hit him with something. Now there's a lot of things you can hit him with. You can hit him with worms, you can hit him with Drut, you can hit him with a tray, or you can hit him with Boney. However, I don't recommend that, because if they were to fall down the trapdoor, you'll lose them. What you're supposed to use is this projectile. So place it on top of the trapdoor, stand by the switch, and open the door. Now that will hit him, and it will give him the shock of his life. When you've successfully hit him, his eyes will pop. When that happens, he is ready to lay. And then you have to act fast. But you need to time this well. And make sure you shut it quickly. You don't want to lose that projectile. So his eyes have gone big. He is ready to lay an egg. So pick up the tray and quickly move. Now you need to get in the correct position. Got to be at the correct height. When you hear the sound, it's successfully caught. So that is the first. Now you need to collect 4 of them to make him happy. You can get away with 3, but he's not happy with 3. He's a fussy thing. He's hungry and we're going to feed him. And we're going to feed him 4 fried eggs. Fresh fried eggs. So we need to wait for the bird to get in position once again. There we go. Yes, it can be quite slow, but it is what you have to do. Now, Burke is not the quickest character, but he's doing one's best. They are good-sized eggs. Okay, 2 done. 2 to go. Now, this game also has ghosts. They do come out of the trapdoor from time to time. And they can be a bit of a nuisance, but you can get rid of them. Okay, so just waiting for him to get in position, and we'll hit him for a 3rd time. Okay, for the 3rd time, let's go into the other room. It's best if you leave it in the correct position, that way you ain't got to move heights. It's always in the correct place. If it doesn't go in the tray, it will miss and it will crack and it doesn't count. That is the 3rd one. Now we're going to do this properly. We're going to give him the amount he requires. He's a hungry thing. And we want to make him happy because he pays Burke's wages. Time-wise, pretty good. Pretty good time-wise. Right. Now, if we don't achieve it this time, we still have plenty of time spare. Quickly! There we go! Those eggs are about the same size as his eyeballs. Right, there are 4 eggs. Now we need to get rid of the bird. Now this can be a bit of a pain, but as you can see, he's in position, he is ready. So open the trapdoor and hopefully he'll go down. He should do. Now I actually hit him with a projectile. I shouldn't have done that because he was actually in the correct position. Now he should stop. So he's ready to go in. There we go. Bye-bye. The ghost has got out. Luckily, there are plenty of worms nearby. Feed him a worm and that will get rid of him. And I think Drutt has actually gone down the trapdoor, which is a very, very good thing because he keeps eating those worms. He's a pain. So, we need to cook these eggs. So place the eggs on top of the oven and cook them at gas mark 6 for about a minute. Now, there should be some steam lines come out of the tray. Now, you need to leave it on there for quite some time. When it flashes, it's at boiling point. So don't leave it on there for too long. Time-wise, we're okay. We're just over the halfway point. It's fine. When it starts to flash, get it. But it's going to be too hot to handle because Burke does not have oven gloves. So quickly grab it, and it's going to be too hot to handle. And I'm not surprised. Now make sure you get it to the serving hatch as quickly as you can, because if you were to serve them to him cold, he will reject them. So place them down. They should still be steaming. They are. Get upstairs as fast as you can. I know he's only got small legs. Well, actually, no, he doesn't really have legs, does he? He's just got feet. There we go! Well done, Burke. Thank you. Good stuff. Okay, awaiting the next mission from the thing upstairs. Why is the bird there? Why is the bird there? I've already got rid of the bird once already. Why is the bird there? Burke, I want boiled slimies. You can have your boiled slimies, but why is the bird there? Do you want a bird sent to you instead? I can cook the bird. Why is the bird there? I've never seen that before. The bird should not be there. So we have to get rid of the birds. This is going to waste some time. I've just hit him with a worm. His eyes have gone pop. Hopefully he's not going to lay another egg. But we need to get rid of him. So I'm hoping that he will hover over that trapdoor and we can get rid of him. Otherwise, I won't be able to complete this game. Right. Get back down there and stay there this time. Right. We need some boiled slimies. Now we need this container up here. And inside that container is some seeds. Now we need those later on. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put them in the next room, empty the seeds, and use them later on. This is for a later order for crushed eyeballs. So press T, empty the seeds. We'll get back to that later on. Now, because we've had to get rid of that bird for the second time, I've actually lost quite a lot of time. So, we need to get a move on. So, we need to go outside and get some slimies. Now, this is quite time consuming because these slimies are a little bit of a nuisance to catch. We've got to go into a swamp, which is outside. So bring this container with you. Unfortunately, you can't take the container outside. I don't think you can. You probably could, but you have to drop it into the swamp. And you wouldn't be able to find it. So drop it there, near the door, and go outside. Now this might require a little bit of editing to bring the video down, because this might be a little bit painful to watch. But we have to capture 4 slimies. There's one. We have one. Unfortunately, Bert can only carry 1 slimy at a time. So take it back to the door, go back in here and place it, or drop it in this case, into the pot. 1 down, 3 to go. We have the second slimy. Got to do this as quickly as possible. Again, take it to the pot and drop it in the pot. 2 more we need. It's in the pot. We have another slimy. This is the 3rd slimy. Going quite well. Not wasting too much time. Back indoors, Burke. Drop it in the pot and pick up the 4th one. The 4th and final slimy for the thing upstairs. I have the final slimy. Now hopefully that is the 4th. So go back indoors and place it in the pot with the other 3. Right, it's not done yet. There's still a little bit more work to do. So pick up the pot, which now has 4 slimies, and now we need to cook them. Now, how does one cook 4 slimies in a pot for the thing upstairs? we need to place them inside a cauldron. And then we have to release another creature from the trapdoor which will cook them for us. So, place the pot on the floor and push the cauldron as far up as it goes. Pick up the pot, go upstairs, and then we tip them into the cauldron. And hopefully, I have counted correctly, and there are going to be 4 that are going to fall out of this pot. If you miss the pot, or the cauldron in this case, they're going to be crawling all over the place. And that's going to use up even more time. So press T. 4. 4 is good. 4 is what we require. So now we need to push the cauldron into the other room. And then we have to release the creature. Right. It's a tough world for Burke. But he's doing this for one reason. Well, no, actually, no, he's doing it for 2 reasons. 1, to feed the guy upstairs. And 2, to get paid. That'll do, Burke. That'll do, my friend. Right, now we need to go back to the trapdoor and release the next creature. And like I said earlier, make sure you release the correct one. That's the one we want. Unfortunately, we've got worms all over the place now, and they're going to be in the way. So, Drut, do something useful. Eat these worms. Now, this creature is deadly. He can run over you, and he can also shoot fire from his nose. Now, we need the fire from his nose to cook the contents of this cauldron. So, stand in front of it. He'll get in position. He'll shoot it and cook it. Now, we need to get that upstairs before it cools. And this is not going to be an easy task. Now if he hits you with the fire, that doesn't kill you, it just transports you somewhere else. And all that will do will lose time. Valuable time. Right. Burke, please get in the correct position. There you go. We don't want it to cool down because he's not going to be happy upstairs. So push it in there. And we send the whole entire thing upstairs before it cools. He doesn't want to eat cold slimies. There we go. There's your next course. Fantastic! 4 boiled slimies. Okay, so that is the end of that level. Now we need to get rid of this guy. Now this is difficult because you don't get rid of him the same way. He does not go back down the trapdoor. We have to crush him. We have to crush him with this thing. We have our next mission. Burke, I want a bottle of eyeball crush. You will get your bottle of eyeball crush after I have crushed this guy. Now this guy actually helped with your previous food. So you should be a little bit grateful. Now he's got to be in the correct position to be crushed. There we go! He's dead! Good. Okay. Crushed eyeballs. You will get your crushed eyeballs, but how does one get crushed eyeballs? We have to go to the room where there are 3 plant pots. Now, earlier on in the video, there was a box of seeds which I left in there. Now, we need to empty the contents of those seeds and place 1 seed in each of the plant pots. Those seeds are actually small eyeballs. Now, they will start to grow into big size eyeballs. Once they finish growing, they will drop. You pick them up, put them in that container, release the creature from the trapdoor, which will crush them. Yeah, as simple as that. We shall see. So pick up the seeds and tip the contents onto the floor. There are 3 very, very small eyeballs. So we are finished with this box of seeds. So put it to one side. So now we need to pick up one of these eyeballs and place it in each of the pots. Now these do take quite a while to grow. So while they're growing, you might as well get the rest set up. That way you're not wasting valuable time. So there's one. There is 2. And there is 3. Now as you can see, one of them has already started to grow. Now I'm going to leave this area and come back to it. If you're standing around waiting for it to grow, you're wasting valuable time. So next we need to move this piece of furniture. Like we did with the cauldron, push it as far up as it will go. Because we need to put the eyeballs into it. Right. So now, Burke, you need to push it to there. That'll do. Next, we need the bottle. So pick up the bottle and put it on the nozzle. And it's got to be absolutely perfect. It's got to be in the correct position. Because when the creature will jump into it and crush those eyeballs, the contents should go into the bottle. So that is set up. Now what I'm going to do now, I'm going to release the creature from the trapdoor. Like I said, get it ready. That is the guy we want. Now I don't know what his name is, but he jumps around a lot. We'll call him Jumpin' Jack. Right, now there are worms all over the place, so Drut, do me a favour and eat these worms for me. Now I'm going to stand out of his way just for now because I don't want to be crushed by this guy. You don't want him jumping on your head. Right, so let's see how these eyeballs are getting along. Once they are fully grown, they should drop. There we go, that was good timing. That one has literally just dropped. Now this can be quite time consuming. I might edit this bit out just to sort of speed it up. We'll see. There is the second. That's interesting because that wasn't the one I put in first. Never mind. So drop it into the container. Go back, pick up the second one, and hopefully the third one should drop very, very soon. Burke, what are you doing? What are you doing? There we go. It is now fallen. Now the key to this level is getting the positioning correct of when he jumps onto it. He's got to jump into it. If you don't time it right and get it in the correct position, it won't work. Okay, there is the final eyeball. Now this can be tricky. You've got to get this in the correct position. So, we need to push it down once, and once only. Right, pick up the bottle and place it on the end of the nozzle. Now, when you push this thing right, it will push the bottle as well. We need to get it in a position where we know Mr. Jumpin' Jack is going to jump into it. But watch out that he doesn't jump on you. Right. So there we go. That is perfect. He jumps in it once. Jumps in it twice. 3 times. Excellent. Now we've got to get rid of him. Now this one's not too bad to get rid of him because he jumps around a lot. You just got to time it well. So as soon as he's approaching, open the trapdoor and hopefully he'll fall right down. But I don't want to release a ghost. So once I've got rid of him, then hopefully we'll take the bottle to the hatch, the serving hatch, and he has the crushed eyeballs he requires. And hopefully he's going to be happy. Down he goes. Boom. And there's some food for Drut. Okay. We have a lovely bottle of crushed eyeballs. I hope he approves. So this is dessert. There we go. There is your lovely bottle of crushed eyeballs. Served with a smile. By Burke himself and myself. By Burke himself and myself. There we go. Bon appetit. Cheers. Cheers indeed, my friend. Glad you approve. Okay, that is the end of the level. All we've got to do now is receive our final work instructions. Now, those final work instructions are... tidy up, then send the lift up. Now, that probably sounds straightforward, doesn't it? This is not straightforward. This is really, really difficult. Now, when I say tidy up, I mean literally everything. Everything has got to go. All the furniture's got to go. All the unused items have got to go. Those plant pots have got to go. And living things have got to go. Including Drut and Boney. They've all got to go. And the only way to get rid of it is to chuck it down the trapdoor. So we must do that. He wants it absolutely spotless. And I'm going to make it absolutely spotless. So this is quite time consuming, but this is what he wants and this is what we shall do. Do that and we'll get our wages. Now a bird has just come out and no doubt a ghost will also come out. But anyway, let's get rid of that. So, let's begin, shall we? Let's clear everything. So, this basket on the shelf has got to go. This bucket on the shelf has got to go. Even the box where the seeds were in, that's got to go. So I'm going to do what I think is best. I'm just going to chuck it all on top of the trapdoor lid and get rid of it in one great big lump. And I'm going to do exactly the same with Boney. Now Boney has sat there the whole time because he doesn't have any legs. Now I do feel sorry for him, but he's got to go. He doesn't know it yet, but he's going to have to go. So, pick up the basket and put that on the trapdoor lid as well. Now, even though this is a clean-up stage, there is still a time limit. Now, we've got to get rid of this bird. So, we've got to hit him with something. So, he's going to get the absolute shock of his life. Because I'm going to hit him with a basket, a bucket, a box of empty seeds, and Boney. And that is going to hit him, and that is certainly going to make his eyes pop. I could hit him with the plant pots as well, but I think that's a little bit too extreme. So, we'll just stick with that. But these pots have got to go as well. Now, this is quite time consuming. I will edit this down to bring it down to a reasonable level. Because no one likes to tidy up, do they? No one really likes to do it. We do have our occasional lazy moments. I do it. I sometimes do it. I don't tidy up after myself, and I should. But to complete this game, I have to tidy up. To get paid, I have to tidy up. So, there is the empty box where the seeds were in. Now, Boney, your time has come. You must go, because you do count as tidying up. He even says it there. Clear the lot. Well, you do count. So, we need to get rid of this bird. So, like I said, this bird is going to get the absolute shock of his life. So, I'm going to wait for the right time, and I'm going to hit him with all this stuff. It's going to hit him right in the bottom. And his eyes are going to go big. There we go. Now that made his eyes pop. Now everything's gone down, including Drut and Boney. So we've got to get rid of the worms as well, but let's get rid of those flower pots, and hopefully the bird is going to stop above the trapdoor and we can get rid of him. Because he counts as mess. So, goodbye, bird. The ghost is here, but we'll get rid of him by feeding him a worm. Now, Drut has reappeared, unfortunately, but he has to be in a way. But we are not done yet. There is the ghost. He's gone. But we have to get rid of these 3 flower pots. Now, the guy upstairs, the thing upstairs, is incredibly fussy. He has got quite a big cleaning schedule that he wants me to do. He has strict cleaning rules, even in a castle. But Burke wants to be paid. He deserves to be paid. And I deserve to do this game. So, let's get rid of these plant pots. Now, unfortunately, he can only carry 1 at a time. In the real world, it would be slightly different. Perhaps we could sort of stack them in each other. Not here. 1 at a time. And we'll chuck them down the trapdoor all at the same time. But there is the first. Now, I don't know what Burke is going to do for tomorrow. Because tomorrow, he's going to have to feed him again. But he's got no equipment. So if he wants to do it again, he's going to have to go down the trapdoor and get it himself. I'm not going to be doing that, however. That's his doing. Anyway, that's the first. Grab the second one, and then we'll grab the third. But I will cut this down. I will edit this down. There's the second one, which actually does now look like a very, very big pot, doesn't it? These pots have grown their final seeds. If they do grow any more, it's not going to be up here. It's going to take place inside the trapdoor. Now, if you don't tidy up and the time expires, you will still technically complete the game, but he won't get paid. How mean is that? He is a strict thing up there. Right. So there is the final pot. Now, I don't know where Drut is. Now, to me, that does look like a very big pot now. So let's get rid of him. Let's chuck him into the air. There's Drut. There we go. Right, now we need a ghost. We need a ghost. We have the ghost. So now, what you have to do now is Drut needs to eat all of the worms and have 1 worm remaining. Now you need to then get rid of Drut before he eats the final worm. And then you have to use the final worm to get rid of the ghost. Which sounds very, very random, doesn't it? But that is what you have to do. It's the only way you can do it. So Drut has got to go. Right. Drut is down there. We have another worm. Right. I have actually I've had to cut quite a lot of this out because that took a long time. As you can see by my time, we have finally done it. Drut is down the trapdoor. Everything is down the trapdoor apart from a single worm and the ghost. We feed the final worm to the ghost, which is going to get rid of him, hopefully. Where have you got? Come here. Ghost. Worm. Eat. Eat worm. Eat worm. Eat it. Eat it. I can't believe I'm chasing a ghost. Just eat the worm. Ghost. Right. The area is clear. Finally. That took ages. I've edited I've edited it down as much as I can so it's not painful to watch. It's painful to play, I promise you. Right. Go up the stairs, Burke. Go up the stairs. There we go. Right. Here are your wages. Thank you. Thank you. There's my wages. It's a bit cold. Right. There is Burke's wages. It's in a safe, which is a safe place to be, but it's not over yet. We've got to get into this safe. Now, how do we get inside the safe? We need to break it with this crusher. The crusher we used earlier to kill that green enemy with fire coming out of his nose. Now, we've got to raise it up. Now, if you don't raise it enough, it won't break it. If you raise it up too high, it will go straight through it and it will also crush your wages. So it's got to go somewhere in the middle. But I want to see Bert get paid. Perfect. The perfect height. Brilliant. There is your wages, Bert. Enjoy it. You've earned it. As a Super Burke, I rate you as... You silly, suicidal little Burke. Well, that's just charming now, isn't it? That is charming. A suicidal little Burke. That actually does look quite comical because the words have actually overlapped the previous words and actually now gone to the same colour. It now says, as a you a Burke, a rat silly as suicidal little Burke. Now, you don't say that every day, and you certainly don't hear that every day. But anyway, quite comical. But anyway, that is Trapdoor on the Commodore 64. It's a great game. Very difficult though. I've played it quite a lot today. Every time I fail, I'm going back and trying again. But that cleaning level is so time consuming. But I will edit it down so it's not so painful to watch. Because it was quite painful to play. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. That was actually requested by one of my subscribers. But it's one of those games I want to do as a long play as well. I hope you enjoyed it. But anyway, this is Jamie from Morgan's Games. Please like, please comment, please share, and please do subscribe to my channel. I have a Facebook fan page, and on Instagram, also on Twitch. Just type in Morgan's Games, you'll find it fairly easily. And please remember to click on the bell icon, that will notify you of any videos I upload. That would be fantastic. When I'm not doing retro long plays, I do the occasional unboxings, I do habit beat making, and I do live streams every Friday night, UK time of 8 o'clock. It's the highlight of my week. There was a lot of information there, plus... Don't drink cold tea. It's disgusting. But anyway, hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time, people. Take it easy. Ciao, bye. See ya. Drut the spider is actually a frog in disguise. Spends its time with jumping around, aimlessly eating worms, and being in Burke's way. Absolutely. You're always in my way. But you're apparently a frog in disguise. You're not a spider. To feed it. Ghosts eat everything. Worms, eggs. Really? They eat... Oh, I didn't know that. So the ghost can actually eat the eggs. Ah. And the eyes. And they can even eat bony. Really? A ghost can eat bony? No. It says that the ghost can eat bony. I don't believe that. Prove it. Prove it. He doesn't eat bony at all. I'm going to try something I've never done before. I'm actually going to send Boney up the elevator and see what he says. He's not going to be impressed. Bye-bye, Boney. In a bottle, I want my juice. Can you eat an eyeball? He can! The ghost can actually eat a whole eyeball. That I didn't know. So he can apparently eat eggs as well. I could hit the bird with a tray. Hit him with a tray, which then lays the egg into the tray I just hit him with. Okay, we could do that. That's the problem though. If you hit him with a tray, it'll bounce off his bottom and go down the trapdoor. So now I really can't do it. No, 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 no. You're going the wrong way. Come back. Come back. Come back. No, no. Where you going? You're going the wrong way. You're going the wrong way.